light is just completely wrong.
Get over yourself. Are we going? Yeah.
He hasn't got the clapperboard.
I've left it at home.
You forgot it.
I've left it at home. I'm just going to have to push that up. These luxury chairs of yours, Mark, are...
Oh, I know. These are the cheap shit chairs.
There we go. No, that's better.
That's better.
I'm squinting because the sun is still in my eyes.
Never mind.
But
at least there is some sunshine.
I'm a professional.
After the bank holiday, at least there is some sunshine.
Wasn't it just an example?
And what was that storm that we had just before the weekend? Storm Lillian or something like that? I don't know.
Mavis.
The north and Mavis, yeah.
Mavis.
I don't really know.
They go alphabetical, don't they? So if it's Lillian, then it'll be Mavis, then it'll be Noreen, then it'll be Olivia. Because all the storms are...
Octavia.
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 The ostrich.
I love it.
Wow.
There's something in the news that is worth talking about still.
This is episode 21.
Is it? We're 21 years old.
Yeah.
Already, if only.
Round the neck.
You speak for yourself.
Anyway, yeah, episode. There is something. Sorry, topical.
In the news over the last week, they've been talking about the winter fuel payments for pensioners only for the ones with pension credit. So lots of pensioners don't get it anymore, and everyone's saying, "Oh, this is a terrible thing for the Labour Party to do because they promised."
Well, it is a terrible thing.
Yes, except the Tories made us run out of money. So,
but it is a terrible. But for a left-wing government to hit the lowest earning demographic.
The lowest ones here, the people that can only just afford it, but without this payment, they won't be able to afford it.
It should have been means tested, not in the sense that there
are. It is means tested.
No. In the sense that there are, like the television license, there are a lot of people that can afford a television license that have us. Let's take ex MPs.
Mind you, they have to pay for it now as well.
Absolutely, they've got directorships on £1 million contracts.
That's true.
Money coming in from every corner. Yet they still got the free TV license. Yet they still got the winter fuel payment. I know a lot of them rejected it, but actually, the issue is going to be the people on the breadline that don't qualify.
Absolutely.
But it's just, and for a Labour government to do that to the lowest, to the people that they're supposed to be aiming.
I was listening to the radio, and people were saying, if they're going to do it, they're absolutely right to do it in the first term of a 5-year parliament, so that people will be used to it by the time of the next election. And that is very true. It's cynical, but that's very true. You do the most unpopular things in the first year. It's strategic. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't help that it came in the week where the energy price cap went up by 10%, but they didn't know that was going to happen, I guess.
Well, they would have known. They would have known.
I think
so. If these are people that are knowledgeable, that are running the country, they would have known that the prices, there would have been signs of this going to happen.
Have I talked about my gas meter?
You're going to.
But have I talked about it yet? I don't think I have. So my gas meter didn't work for 9 months.
At all?
At all.
So how did you get billed?
Well, I did. That's the point. So I'm with UW, the utility warehouse, and after 9 months, they messaged me saying, we still haven't got a meter reading. And I messaged them back going, well, hang on, it's a smart meter. You just take the meter reading. Okay. And they went, well, we haven't been able to for 9 months. And I went, well, why is it taking you 9 months to let me know that that's... So I went and did all the things, and then you have to push the buttons and take video of it. And it's like, and then that video wasn't enough. And then it had to be a minute-long video, and then it wouldn't upload. So you had to get it's like, really annoying. But then finally, they agreed that it was broken. And they agreed to send an engineer around. The engineer was nice enough, but what did the engineer do when he got in?
I don't know, I wasn't there.
The engineer said, I have to change this, but literally it only needs a new battery. He went, I'm not allowed just to change the battery. I have to take the old unit out and put a new unit in. But how the hell much is that costing? It's like, what a waste of money. When it was just a battery issue. Now, the consumer can't change the battery because it's all locked in the middle. But he went, it's a simple battery change.
I mean, you've had that situation with
very annoying.
I can't have a smart meter because
you're not smart enough.
Arguably, where the gas and the electric come into the house is through the cellar.
Oh,
and that's where you would put the meter.
That's where you put the bodies.
Absolutely,
yeah.
That's right. Fred and Rose. And the smart meters can't get a signal
Oh, even through there. Wow.
Yeah. So it's pointless them putting them in because we're still having to read them. So the whole street is
okay. Oh, so all of the street has got cellars.
And likewise,
so it's like Fred and Rose West Street.
Yeah, we had about a 5-year argument with I think it's Thames Water, our water supply, and they were saying
the polluters as they're known now.
Thank you very much for ruining the summer in the beaches.
What fucking summer?
That they were threatening legal action,
right?
Because we hadn't given them access to put a smart meter in, for water. A water, sorry, not a smart meter, a water meter, because we're not on water meters.
Yeah,
and, we said we're not stopping you. Come around and do it. And every time they come round, every year they came round and went, "Oh no, we can't do it in this street because you're on the old Victorian."
That's outrageous.
And your water feed is going into 5 houses at a time, and there's nowhere after that to put a meter. So we'll have to think about this and come. Then every year they then threaten to take us to court because we refuse.
Of course,
we're like, come round anytime you want. Come round and install it. It's absolutely your choice. But they do, and every time they come around, they go, "Oh, we can't do it in this street."
It's like nobody's made a note on a computer somewhere.
Oh,
computer says
no, we've done all that, and they've gone, yeah, no, we'll go back and we'll tell them, and then they've left us alone for a year, then they come back and do it all over again, and we're like, please, take us to court. Take us to court,
and then the judge
we can provide the judge with the evidence to say, stop harassing us.
Yeah,
we're happy to go on a water meter. We're happy to, but we can't, and you're saying we can't, so stop telling. Anyway,
there's a space on the One show, Marky. Do you reckon we ought to kind of apply? Do you think?
That one.
Is that the theme to you? I've never watched it. It's never been interesting enough. But so somebody that I have no idea who it is, a former footballer, did something and is. You like him, do you?
No. He's.
You don't know that.
No.
You don't.
I'm just making noises.
I know.
I've got arthritis.
But anyway, there's a space now. I think we could do that, couldn't we?
Yeah, we could do the One show.
Do the One show?
Yeah, we could do. No, we could do the One show. You're one and I'm one, so
that's true. Doesn't that make it 2?
1-1. We could do
1-1 was a racehorse. 2-2 was 1-2. 1-1-1-1 race, and 2-2 1-1-2. What? That's funny. Come on. Okay, kind of dad joke kind of territory. The thing about my gas meter though is I don't know how much they've charged me for the year it wasn't working. So how am I going to know? How are they going to? Because I'm like living alone in a house, so I'm not like using I live in a house with 2 bedrooms, but
I know. But
I haven't got a full
it
family.
Costs the same money to heat a house for a family of 4 living in that house.
Not if I close all those other doors and don't go in those rooms.
Yeah, but you don't. So
that's not the point.
But it's the same as turning a light on. It costs the same to turn a light on for one person as it costs if there's 6 people reading.
Oh, there was a gust of wind from the remaining storm there, and the camera's going. Oh, by the way, I forgot. Come here. We're back together again. 2 weeks not together.
2 weeks on Zoom, on sound bites. We could do that again if we
had
to.
But it's nicer being together. It's never as good.
Hey, when you want to be fucking angry, it's a lot easier to be
angry with
somebody than it is to try and do it on your own.
Yeah.
Particularly in the park. On your own when you're walking through the park, to be angry
with your headphones in.
People grab their children and walk away from you when you're talking to yourself in the park.
Come here,
Margot's here.
Hey, Margot. Margot's a big star on TikTok now. Did you know that?
TikTok Margot.
Like hashtag dogs of
TikTok.
Hugo's
not here. Hugo's been relegated back to my house because we had some things to do in town today, and leave rather than it's easy to leave at home.
Yeah.
So what else has pissed us off? Because we're 10 minutes in nearly.
Everything. Oh, you had to redo your driving license.
Yes. So
today.
last week I was talking about the passport.
Yeah.
And then how quickly that came through. So I've just renewed my driving license.
Does that take you through to retirement as well?
So honestly,
not that he'll ever retire.
Please check your driving license because it's not commonly known by a lot of people. But if the picture ones now only last 10 years. The only reason I remembered was because I remember getting my passport and immediately renewing my picture one.
Yep.
And they used the photograph from my new passport. So I just went, I better renew that. So that's going to take a week or so to come through. I'll show you a picture of it when it comes through.
Yeah.
But that was pretty painless. But I did get a bit pissed off because when you were talking to me and I wasn't listening, I was actually.
He can't do 2 things at once, so he's busy on his phone doing his license. It's like chatting away at him is not responding,
I
not
stupidly
anything.
clicked on one of those external links and started filling it all
Oh,
in. And then it's
mistake.
like, then I realised, not only have I input all my personal data, but
no.
now they want to charge me. They must have been legit, because when I put in certain information, it pulled all the information through. So they were connected to the DVLA, but they were obviously a third party charging a premium for it, for something that you don't need.
No, and they all say don't do that, don't they?
And it was £14 per DVLA, but this company were trying to charge me $39, and I went, oh, fuck that. I've obviously clicked on the wrong link in the Google link that's been paid for. So yeah, nearly fell for it. You scammers, you nearly...
Today was the first time in Bicester that we were walking through the town, and one of our regular viewers started yelling, Mark, Mark, and then we realised it was us, and then we got introduced to her friends as, these are the grumpy old gays.
So yes, we were recognised by a local. Yeah.
Lovely Mandy. Lovely Mandy. Hello Mandy, how are you?
Yeah, Mandy, that was it, Mandy. Yeah,
I'm not noticing very many comments in the comments section.
Yeah, we need to drum up some comments. So
considering we've got 200 subscribers now, more or less. So
we either need to say something controversial for it to go viral, or we need to say Jordan's made of plastic, or something like that, just to provoke some Jordan's a bad mother, or whatever, something to get all her fans on there. But leave us some comments.
That's a bad move. To be honest, I think that's a bad move.
What, Jordan?
Jordan's the one
her
that
whole life.
She's the one that can't turn up at court at the right time, isn't she?
Well, it's because she wasn't in the country. She was having her turkey teeth done, and her coming back dressed in a headscarf that looked like she had had surgery. But no surprises there.
Do we know that for sure, or are you just libeling her?
Yes, because she was
left,
being
right,
followed
and
by.
centre.
It was paid for by the production company that were following her around in Turkey. That's why she was contractually obliged to go to
I didn't know that. Do we know that for a fact, or have you just read that on X?
No.
Twitter.
I know that for a fact because I read it on Google.
Oh,
she. But we'll wait and see, Katie. All the best luck in the world, love.
Because you might need it.
Because I think you're going to need it in Holloway. Is Holloway still open? No, Holloway's shut now, isn't it?
Wasn't that where they filmed Bad Girls?
Well, that's where it was set. But,
okay.
But Bad Girls was set at Larkhill.
Larkhill.
That's right. It, with Mrs. Ollingbury.
Still. See, I only watched Bad Girls about 4 years ago.
It was great.
And it was really, and I didn't watch it at the time, and I just thought, what a great series. But then I'd always been a fan of Cell Block H, and then Cell Block H, Prisoner Cell Block H, the Australian one, and then Wentworth Prison, the remake of it. You don't remember Neighbours either, do you? With Jason and Kylie. Especially
I'm too young to remember all that. No, I do remember Cell Block, and I remember it being on very late at night on ITV, and different ITV1 regions had different storylines going.
Yeah, absolutely, which is weird.
So if you travelled from London to Nottingham, you could be 3 years ahead of what you were watching.
I want us to do a big shout out to Millie.
Hi,
Say
Millie.
hello to Millie.
Millie!
Because
the Millie?
The Millie, because
she bought me a coffee.
I was working with Millie, and she asked after you, and that she's a big fan. But
Millie, we love you.
Millie has never heard of and never seen Bruce's Play Your Cards Right. Because she's that young, and it's like,
she
Millie.
would be. Yes, she would be.
I know, but it's like the greatest game show of all time, so how could you not have come across it some time? I know. Because she's young. And we're old.
I was talking to somebody the other day. Millie, hi. I was talking to Babs. Hi, Babs.
Hey, Babs.
She rang me up the other night. She went, "Are you busy?" And I went, "No. I'm just watching The Crown. Princess Diana's about to die, but I'll put her on pause."
And you know, I was the first newsreader in Britain to break the news of Princess Diana dying.
Well, that caught her laughing because I said she's about to die, but I'll give her a reprieve for a few minutes. And then we were talking about it. I said, "We probably both work with people that never knew."
We do.
Diana alive.
Yeah.
They've only because it's
scary.
97, 07, 17, coming up 30 years. So anyone under the age of like 27 will not even remember.
Arguably, Madonna, I was married to a man that was 1 year old when she died. So it's like...
and it's just think about all these people that are iconic that are no longer with us, but so many people only ever knew them in footage rather than. Whereas I went to the wedding and the funeral. I went to the wedding. You
didn't go to the wedding. You were not invited. You were just on the street.
I went
with the crowd.
I went to the wedding. Outside Buckingham Palace. Outside Buckingham Palace with my mum.
Yeah.
Outside the South Africa Memorial, which is just on the on the circle of as you go onto the Mall. We spent a night there.
Your mum was a massive royal fan, though, wasn't she? As was mine.
Yeah.
As is mine. Except my mum. The sad thing about my mum's dementia. She doesn't remember any of it.
By the way, hi Andrew, how's the house? Have you been evicted yet?
Ooh, is this something I know
Prince
about?
Andrew.
Oh, Prince Andrew,
Yeah.
And on that bombshell, at 15 minutes in, we ought to call it a day.
Yeah. Well, who should we slander next?
No. Well, you think about that. We'll wait for the. If you want to, seriously, you send the letters to him, not to me, okay?
Send them to my lawyer at couldn'tcareless.fuckoff.com. Right. We'll see you next week. Later.
Perhaps.
Perhaps if the law haven't got us. There you go. Bye now.